Hello, how you doing? Oprah is becoming a lizard right before our very eyes. Now, I say this with all seriousness. And I know that this is the stuff of science fiction, but this is real. Oprah is becoming a lizard right before our very eyes. There's a small clip of her and Gail talking. And in it, Oprah says she was dehydrated and she couldn't hydrate herself fast enough. Now, look, one characteristic of all reptiles and lizards is that they do not drink water per se. They do not go to the river and say, "I gotta have a drink." Unlike lions, zebra, monkeys, deer, etc., they actually go to the river to drink and rehydrate themselves. Um, but a lizard or a reptile does not say, "I got to go to the river to drink." Now, I saw a snake in my yard. It went towards the covert where all the water was. But they do follow water. But I'm not saying that a reptile does not go to the river per se to drink. They're just in the water. Now, it could be the water rehydrates them. It could be that they get rehydrated just from eating animals. But Oprah said something very peculiar to Gail. She said she was dehydrated and she could not drink enough water to rehydrate herself because for some reason, I guess her stomach was paralyzed. But see, why did God make a lizard, snakes and lizards? Why did God make their stomach paralyzed? Because it's going to take them months, weeks to digest that animal. If they swallow a deer, it's going to take a python 2 or 3 months to digest that deer. The same thing if they even eat a rabbit. It may take a month for them to digest that. Okay, even an egg, it's going to take them a long time to digest it. So God paralyzed their stomach so they can just take time to eat it. And they would not eat another meal until all of that is digested. They said that Oprah complained of being cold. That is a characteristic of cold-blooded animals like lizards and snakes, being cold. She is turning into a lizard right before our very eyes. All those people on Ozempic are turning into lizards right before our very eyes. It wouldn't shock me. I know this sounds kind of silly. If Oprah grew fangs or her tongue became forked, that just would not shock me. You know, there are a couple of science fiction movies out there where people have, they're taken DNA of an animal and they have become a lizard or a fly. Okay, they become all that. But see, that's the stuff of science fiction, but this is real. The DNA of that Ozempic has attached itself to the DNA of a human being, and it takes on the characteristic of the lizard because it comes from a Gila monster. It has taken on the characteristic of a cold-blooded lizard or snake. Oprah said that she could not rehydrate herself fast enough, because I guess her stomach was paralyzed. And why did God design reptiles for the stomach to be paralyzed? Why? So the deer or whatever they're eating can take the time to digest. So the stomach is paralyzed. But for human, our stomachs are meant to be paralyzed. Our stomachs are meant to be emptied every day. Oprah complained of being cold, that's a cold-blooded, reptiles are cold-blooded animals. And look, I'm not talking about the spiritual reptile that all celebrities have. I'm not talking about that. I don't know where these reptiles come from. They're part human and part something else. I don't know if God created them, or I don't know if the fallen angels created this hybrid of human and reptiles. They died in the flood, so now they possess all celebrities. All celebrities are reptiles of that species. You know what I'm talking about. All celebrities are reptiles. And they know it. And you know it, okay? That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Oprah is becoming a reptile right before your very eyes. It wouldn't shock me, like I said, if she grew fangs, her tongue got forked, and she was producing poison. That's a characteristic of a reptile. She says she's already cold. See, a reptile does not drink. Like I said, a reptile does not drink water per se, like a lion or a deer or a monkey. They go to the river. An elephant or giraffe goes to the river and drink. Reptiles don't do that. They get their moisture from either other animals, or they may go to the river and maybe the water is absorbed in the skin. I don't know. But reptiles don't say, give me a drink, y'all. They don't say that. But Oprah's become a reptile right before our very eyes. And this is the stuff of science fiction, but this is real, y'all. All those people who take Ozempic are becoming reptiles. And just don't be surprised if they grow fangs, they get a forked tongue, they produce venom in their body. Don't be surprised. I've heard people going into a coma. I've heard so many things just in the comments alone. People going from this medication, people going into a coma. All kinds of problems. But right before your very eyes, Oprah is becoming a reptile. Bye.